This is a redo, a little refresher course. That's the word. A refresher course on the Jalie Clara Leggings. I love these leggings. I've made them several times. But you know, I've lost some weight now, and we're not going to show you any bare parts of my body like I did yesterday. Oh my heavens. Anyway, I lost some weight, and so I want to make a size lower. So, last time I made these, I made the X. This time I'm making the W. Now, this is the Jalie Clara Leggings, high-waisted leggings. Pattern number 3887. You can go to Jalie, JALIE.com, buy it, get the PDF, print it out. You can print out, it comes in like 25 sizes, so all those lines are together next to each other. You can get rid of all the lines except the lines that you need if you have Adobe Reader. That's all you need. You open it up in Adobe Reader, then you can shut the eyeballs on all the lines you don't want, and then you can print out just the lines you do want, okay? So, do that. That's important. You don't want all those lines in your way, driving you crazy. So, make yourself some notes. I've only copied 3 pages here because that's where the actual instructions are, but there's probably 15, 20 pages of instructions and stuff. Make some notes. I don't know how many times I've searched this pattern to see if it's 3/8 inch or 1/4 inch. Now I can see it's right there in red, and I won't forget it. And it's right here. Did I write it here? No, but I made some more notes. 1/4 inch seam allowances. On this page, it always confused me. Becky said, look in the little hole, not in the picture screen. Let's go this way then. It's always confused me because I thought, I can't do it that way, that number 1 and number 2 up here were what you were supposed to sew something. Well, number 1 and number 2 have nothing to do with what you're supposed to sew. It's just instructions on how you can do your seam if you don't have a serger. So, I marked down here, and this is page 7. I copied page 7, 8, and 9. I put a number 1 right here, because that is actually where the directions start. That will help you not be confused. Put a number 1 right there. Then, this is so confusing too because the pictures that go with number 1 are up here. See that? They're up here. So I drew 2 big red arrows. So I know that the writing right here goes with those pictures up there, okay? So make yourself some notes like that. It'll really help you when you're sewing it out. Now, I'm going to put a picture right here that shows you how simple this is to cut out. There's 3 pieces. Look at this. Hello? How can you get easier than that to make a pair of pants? You can't. So, the very first thing you do is you sew a stay stitch around that little curve right there. Let me see, I brought the pattern over here to show you where the curve is. Here's the leg. See the leg? There's the bottom. Crotch. Here's, let me see. This, I can't look in that little thing, Becky, because I can't see what you can see. Don't look at my eyeballs. Right here is center front. All you put on the fold is this right here. You can see it in the picture I just showed you a second ago. All you put on the fold is this piece right here. So you have this itty bitty curve right here. See this itty bitty curve? It's just little. Your little finger fits up in it. It's just a tiny little curve. This little bitty curve is where the front of the gusset goes. The rounded part of the gusset goes. Okay? So, step 1 is to reinforce this little curve. I'll show it to you in the Star Wars fabric that I'm fixing to sew it in. Here it is. See how the center front's just that tiny little place? See? And see that curve right there? That's the curve I'm fixing to sew a 1/4 inch stay stitch on. And I'm going to clip it, and the directions are very, very clear. You just print out that page and you can see. You don't need me to show it to you, it's right there. But I will show you when I get mine sewn, okay? Give me a minute and I'll come back and I'll show it to you after I have reinforced it and clipped it. Here it is. You can't see it very well on this side, but you can see it really good on this side. See? Reinforcing, just regular 2.5 length stitches and 3 clips, just like the picture. We have done, see this says 3 and 4, you know it's so confusing because this is really 1 and 2. I'm going to change that too. I'm going to get my red marker and I'm going to put 1 and 2. Although it's referring down here in the directions where I put number 1, it's referring to picture 3 and picture 4, so I'll probably confuse myself to no end. I'll change that to 1 and 2. Okay, curved edge 1 and cutting the thread 2. Okay, so I changed that to 1 and 2. Just because that's a tricky part and you get all mixed up on where you're supposed to start, okay? So the next step is pin longer edge of gusset to back crotch below the double notch. Starting from the wide edge of the gusset, stitch with the gusset on top and the back crotch against the feed dogs, and that's picture number 5. So up here is picture number 5, and I am going to draw an arrow up to it. Okay? See, it's very confusing because the writing is far away from the picture. Sorry, Becky, don't look at my eyeballs. Okay, so that's what it's talking about, is right there. The pictures tell you more than the writing is hard to understand. Okay, so that's the next step. So I'm going to call that number 2. Step number 2. All right, I'll be back when I do that part and show it to you. Okay. Okay, let me show you this because I had to read it 3 times. Okay. Here's the front that we just did. Go away from the front. We're not doing the front anymore. We're coming to the back. This is the back, and all the way over here is the back. Okay, so there's 2 backs. Here's the gusset. Here's the gusset, okay? This is the gusset. There's things blinking and I don't know what they mean. So we are going to line up this point, right sides together, underneath the back double notch. And I did a Viv notch and notched it out. Look at that. I love the way Viv does that. So I'm doing out, sticky outy notch duty now. Can you see it? So this is how it's going to go. It's hard holding it up in the air. The pointy part, you line up right underneath that notch, and the rounded part goes down here. Okay? So we are going to sew this gusset to this back crotch with the gusset on the top and the back on the bottom. Okay? And we are going to sew a seam right here. Here's a quick tip. I mark the 1/4 inch line on this gusset. Why? Because you're supposed to stop down here at the 1/4 inch where the 1/4 inches meet. And there's no way you're going to find it if you don't mark it. You have to stop there because you're going to put the backs together and sew from there the rest of the way up the back. Okay? So, little tip, helps me. This is at least 30 minutes since that last clip. This material is very stretchy. I think it's probably even bathing suit material. Very, very stretchy. I have had a terrible time getting it to sew. I have sewn over and over and over and over and over, and it keeps skipping long places. And I tear it out and do it again, tear it out, do it again, tear it out, do it again. Finally, I changed the needle. I just changed this needle on my last project. But I thought, what the heck, how could it hurt? Change the needle. Hello, it finally started sewing. So, this is what it looks like. Okay? So now, let me show you. This is the front with the curvy part, okay? The curvy part where I stitched it and I clipped it, that's the front, and this is the center front. This is the back. This is the top of the back. Top of the back by my hands, and then down in the crotch is the gusset. See the gusset? Now, you put it together at that 1/4 inch mark that I showed you. I just sewed to that 1/4 inch mark and stopped. So you put it together at the 1/4 inch mark and you sew your center back seam. Okay? Then you sew the rounded part of the crotch in, and then you're practically done. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like now. I have sewn the center back seam all the way down to that 1/4 inch mark on the gusset. See, here's the gusset. All right, so here's what we've got now. We've got the center front, the center back. We're going to bring them together. Center front and center back brought together. Now we have one seam. There's no outside leg seams in this pattern. There's only inside leg seams. And that's all that's left. So you sew, I'm going to start in the middle and go down each leg. So you line up this rounded part of this gusset right here. See, it's the gusset. I'm so glad it's white on one side. And you line it up with that rounded part with the 3 clips in it. See? You line it up right there, and then you sew the entire inside leg seam from this hand to the crotch, all the way down to the bottom of the other leg. I already sewed up all that great big long seam, but before you do that, you're supposed to do this. You sew up the center back, that's number 3. Then number 4 is they have you stitch all around the gusset. I'm going to mark it with a big triangle here so you can see it. There it is. See the triangle? See the gusset? And you sew on the top and on the right side. Okay, but I'm going to show it to you on the wrong side because the wrong side's easier to see. Gusset sew down. See if you can see it on my hand. See there? I sewed all around that gusset with a zigzag stitch. I think you probably can see it, but on the inside, I'm positive. Oh, the thread. Wait a minute, I gotta cut a thread off. I'm sewing with black thread and the inside's white, so everything shows up really good. See the zigzag? It's not the zigzag I sewed the seams with. This is the zigzag I top stitched the front with. I did a wider zigzag. Okay? So now that thing stretches. It will stretch and not tear when I wear it. Okay, so we have 2 legs now. So the next thing we're going to do is put the elastic and the top band on. This is a real tricky part, and even when you look at the picture and even when you read the directions, it's tricky. The elastic, number 1, they tell you to use 3/8 inch. I don't use 3/8 inch. I'm like, why even bother? So I use 1 inch. I have 2-inch elastic from Peggy Sager's and I cut it in half at 1 inch. The way you sew it on is you sew it above. Here's the 2 waistband pieces. There's 2 of them. They're right sides together. And there is a seam. See there? There's a seam where I sewed the 2 together around the unnotched edge. Okay? So it's sewn together. It's a waistband. See? See the notches at the bottom? There's a notch at the bottom. So you sew the unnotched edges together. So there they are. So now you put the elastic on. It's exactly the same length as the waistband, okay? And you sew it above that stitching line, not below it. It doesn't go down here. It goes above that stitching line, so it sticks up above the waistband like that. Elastic is sewn on. You can see it's sticking up above the band on both sides. Now I would like to say, I absolutely hate this fabric. This fabric feels like what you would put on if you were going to go deep sea diving. I'll bet you that I accidentally bought Scuba knit, because I can't imagine what other kind of knit it would be. It stretches all over the place, but it's thick and it's like a rubber band, and it is giving me fits sewing it. Fits. So for heaven's sakes, don't use this kind of fabric to make your pants out of. It's probably going to be hotter than blue blazes on top of that. Guess I can wear it in a snowstorm somewhere. Anyway, this one I show you how the elastic sticks up. Then you turn it on the inside, and then you stitch around the bottom of it on one side of the waistband. It doesn't matter what side. You stitch around, fold it down inside, and then sew around. Let me see if you can see what inside is. That's inside. And then you sew all around the bottom of it. And then, when you put the waistband on your pant, you make sure that the side that has the zigzag holding the elastic down is inside against you, and then the other side will be on the outside that the whole world can see, and there won't be any stitching there holding the elastic down. I'm getting really tired of this pant, you guys. Okay, are you ready? You know, Becky made these pants not long ago, and she's got a video showing her. She looks a lot better in hers. She doesn't make these weird materials like I do. Okay, here we go. Oh, I think I still need to go down further. Hold on. Maybe you can see them there. How about that? I figure if my head's way low, you can't really see them. I don't know. I'll look later. Okay, now I'm going to keep my belly covered up this time. I'd like to show you it, but so you can see the waistband. But there's the back. The back. Now, you understand I won't be wearing them with the short top like this. I put the short top on so you can see the band. The band is this wide. The fit is perfect. It always is with these pants. I made a size W. Now if I lose a little more weight, these will still fit me fine because they're super, super stretchy. See? Stretch, stretch, stretch. And of course I'll make a top that covers up my belly. Great leggings pattern. And you know, I do my exercises now, and I'm fixing to do them. Oh, I've been meaning to tell you guys something for so long. Let me roll this back up. If you go to YouTube, don't Google, go to YouTube and search the groove exercise. And a bunch of videos will come up with the actual exercise that's on my DVD. Now, if you get the one that has horrible music, that's not the one that I have. So just choose a different one. But you could do 2, 3, 4 different ones just watching it on YouTube, and then you won't even have to buy the DVD, or you can buy the DVD if you want to do more of it. Anyway, since I'm all ready in my Star Wars pants, I'm going to turn on the groove and do it right now. I thought I'd show you one of the ones you can look for. She's got this outfit on with the striped pants and the black top, and that's her, Misty Tripoli. And this one's called Something About Funk. Here, I'll turn it on and you can watch it a second. That is if I can find the go buttons. Hold on.
How many different funky ways can you walk?
Oh, I gotta be still.
Yeah, baby. and a 1, 2, 3. It's a 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Now this little 1, 2, 3 rhythm doesn't always have to be in your feet. You can put it anywhere in your body.
Okay? That's the kind of music. It's just a beat. That's the kind of music that's in my DVD. Bye for now. I'll be back soon.